It is Sunday morning here where I live in the United States and in much of the world. I can hear a little traffic behind me on the highway, and I would submit to you that probably most of those people are not going to church. Most statistics show us that maybe 20% of Americans attend church on a regular basis, and if you go to Western Europe, those numbers are even less. Now, in the developing countries, in Africa and in parts of Asia and in Eastern Europe, those numbers are increasing. Interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. But there are a lot of reasons why people don't attend church, and among Christians, sometimes it's because there are personal issues in their life, maybe a health crisis, maybe you've got a family member that you have to take care of, which makes it harder for you to get to church. That's been the case with me, and also with my family because of the stroke that my father had. It makes it difficult to go to church all the time. But the big question is this: why is it that more now than ever before, you have those who once identified themselves as Christian, that at one point in time they did, but they no longer do? There's never been a time in history to where there have been more people now that say that they are no longer Christian than ever before. And I want to know why. And I would invite your feedback. This is not a video that I'm doing that is in any way a judgmental video or one where I'm throwing stones or pointing fingers. I'm opening up this as a conversation, and I want you to get involved. I want you to think about it and comment on this, and let's exchange ideas. That's the great thing about having a social media platform like this, where we can do this, do it freely without censorship. It's the best. But I want to tell you that I believe that the big reason why Christianity has been in a decline, especially in modern society, is because there has been a misrepresentation of Christianity among the religious. And as a result, people leave the faith. They say, you know what, if this is Christianity, I don't want it. But have the religious elite been fair? Have they been fair? Were they guilty of misrepresenting the gospel of Jesus Christ? I know the religious leaders back in the time of Jesus Christ's days on this earth, as he walked this earth, were guilty of the very same thing. They were brutal even to him, and very unfair. And I would say that the same thing in a way is happening today. You go to church and there is an expectation among you to be, even many times, in a certain social class, and then you will be accepted. You will be considered part of the church inner circle. Maybe you'll become a deacon. Maybe you'll become an associate pastor or a Sunday school teacher, or whatever the case may be. And then as you're growing up, seeing all this, you say, you know what? That seems so unfair. That's not right. Is that what Christianity is? If so, I don't know if I want it. And there is this whole sense of condemnation, to where people feel like they cannot measure up, and they walk away saying, I don't want it. And so they gravitate towards something else that is more appealing, more welcoming. But the irony of it is this, and I agree that we have seen this, and I have seen it, and I am a Christian, and most of you know that I am. But I have seen this within church, and I've seen the hurt that even Christians experience. So how much more if you are kind of on the fence, could that be a major impact on your life and change the course of your life? But I think it's been unfair to the gospel of Jesus Christ that there have been those who have in powerful positions taken advantage of their pulpit, of their platform, to promote their own agenda in order to inject fear and to maintain a sense of control. And what are the reasons behind that? It could be monetary gain. It could be just to be powerful and to have that position of dominance. But people are tired of it. And I would say this to you: take a moment to look at the teachings of Jesus Christ and His gospel, and you will find that His gospel, when you look at it on its own and can kind of push away all of that other teachings, man-made teachings, you'll find that His gospel is a gospel that is welcoming, a gospel that is loving, a gospel that is filled with hope, where He says that you can be more than a conqueror, where He says that I have come that you might have life and have it more abundantly, that I want to deliver you from the pain and the heartaches. Even though you'll still have them, I will go with you. So He promises these things to you. He was ridiculed and despised because He hung out with tax collectors, and He hung out with fishermen who were tough guys back then, and that He was compassionate towards the multitudes of people that had problems. They had problems. They didn't have money to throw it into the church plate. They didn't have enough money to wear a nice suit and tie and go to church. They didn't have those things, and so He met them right where they were. And I believe that if we just take a moment to look at our spiritual place in our lives and say, look, we have a choice, and you have a choice. But those choices need to be presented in a way that's fair. And I tell those, because most people know that I am a Christian, but not a condemning one. That if you do not want to be a part of the Christian experience, if you do not want to follow Christ, that is your choice. He gives you free will. But look at the gospel for what it says and on its own merits, and not by what some man made you think it was. See, I grew up in a very religious kind of church that I think, even though maybe they had good intentions, most of them did, and there were some wonderful people, that they didn't present the gospel in a way that was empowering and lifted people up. I believe Christ wants to lift people up. What do you think? What is your belief about the gospel? I welcome you to have a conversation with me, Christian or not. I welcome you all to come and talk about this, because I believe that that's a big reason why people are not in church today. I believe that's a big reason why people say that they're no longer Christian. And so I welcome this. Let's talk about the disconnect. If you appreciate this video and me opening up this topic that maybe not everyone talks about, then upvote me, re-steam, and leave your comments below, like I said. And don't forget to follow me at Breaking Tonight. Have a great Sunday, and we'll catch you next time. God bless. Bye-bye.